Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror from the other world. And today, I know I'm a little late to the party, but I really wanted to talk about Vainglory's newest hero, Grace. And I wanted to give a detailed guide on how to use her and know what kind of hero she is and how she works in-game. But before I begin that, I want to talk about what a support is. What does it mean to be a support? And the reason I'm giving you this guide first is because you really need to know what a support is if you want to be exceptionally well with Grace. She is already an awesome hero and she's quite easy to know how to use. But some people really do misunderstand what a support hero is and they don't use her to her fullest potential. And that makes her seem less good of a hero on the battlefield, and I've seen that quite often. I've seen a lot of people picking weapon items for her. I've seen a lot of people picking massive amount of crystal items for her and just not helping the team at all. And I decided to make a video on what it actually means to be a support hero and giving you a guide on how to use Grace and reviewing her all at the same time. So without further ado, let's begin. No matter what role you are in the game, support will always be the lead role. It will always be the main role, and you will always find it to be the most important role in the game. The lead role in any MOBA game is not the role that deals the most damage. Trust me, if anyone has told you that, they are very wrong. The support is the main role, and it is also the most difficult role. It can be the funnest role, I'll be honest with you. It's very, very fun to play a support. But if you do not play support correctly, it can cost your team the game. And it has cost me the game quite a bit if my support is not helpful and is not doing what they're supposed to do. And to prove my point about the support being the lead role, has anyone ever gotten mad at you just because you're the support and you didn't help them out? Hey, why didn't you help me? Why didn't you heal me? Why didn't you protect me? Oh, why weren't you there to help me, man? Why were you all the way on the other side of the map healing that one guy when you should have been healing me? What's your problem? That happens a lot as a support hero. If you're playing a medic, it's not only with MOBA games, it's with shooter games too. It's very, very difficult to be a support because you're the captain. That is your job to help everyone. You are the leader of the team, and it's very hard to be a leader. It's not exactly fun being a leader in any game, but it's very true. You are the leader of the game if you are playing a support hero, which means you have to treat your team with respect. You cannot be the one trolling. You have to be the one leading your team to victory. You have to set an example. You have to do what you're supposed to. So being a support is never easy. It is fun, as I said before, it is very fun because it is so difficult. But you have to keep in mind that your team always comes first, and helping them is what you want to do the most. Getting kills should be your last priority. It is something you don't want to do often, is getting kills. I'm very serious when I say that too. I'm not playing around at all. Getting kills is something you want to do last. Unless the kill is like right in your face and nobody else is there to take it, I mean, go ahead, do it. By all means. If the guy is low health and he's passing by you, go ahead, use a skill and take the kill. But when you're in a team fight and one of your allies is about to take the kill, don't use your ult to take their kill. That is very, very stupid. I've seen that quite often. As a support, your job isn't to get kills. It's to give opportunities for kills. It's to protect your team from getting killed and give them opportunities to get kills. Now, as I said before, yeah, sure, if you see the kill, take it. But never use your ult to take a kill. That is something you don't want to do. Don't use your ult for extra damage and just to take somebody else's kill. That's stupid. Your job is not to troll, as I said before. It is to support and help the team. That is your job. Don't mess it up. Now let's talk about sacrificing yourself for your teammates. As a support, I wouldn't entirely recommend it all the time because it is your job to heal and it is your job to protect the team, and when you die it's not entirely a good thing at all. But at the same time, when the situation comes when one of your teammates is about to die or you're about to die and you have a choice to make, save them or save yourself, I would recommend saving your teammates, because that's just my opinion though, as a support hero, and it's worked a lot for me. Your teammates are the sword and you are the shield. You have to understand that you are not the main source of damage. You are not the one that's going to be getting the kills, and you have to respect that. And knowing this, you have to protect your teammates from dying. You have to. And if you don't, well, it's pretty much game over for you, because you don't have any means to protect yourself now, do you? Without your team, you're nothing but a shield. And you can't just win a game with raw utility. It just doesn't make sense like that. You have to have a lead source of damage, which is usually an assassin, and then you have your balanced hero that's kind of like a warrior, who can deal damage and take a decent amount of damage as well. And then that's when your support comes into play after that. The support is usually the one that has high defense and can help the team and like plant mines, provide vision, and things like that. But in other MOBA games, you need a support hero that can simply help and assist the team and protect them from situations that would most likely kill them. So in short, being a support is being the leader of the team. It's being the captain. So if you want to use Grace, you have to keep in mind that she is a support. Her job is to help. It's not to steal kills. It's not to get kills. It's to help your team survive. That's why her ult is healing. Now, although Grace is a very, very supportive character, she can be very aggressive. I mean, extremely aggressive. But keep in mind that she isn't there to get kills. If you keep that in your mind and you know that, okay, I'm not here to get kills, I'm here to assist my team. But if you go charging in there, acting like you're going to get kills, you're probably going to get yourself killed. And followed by you dying, your team would probably die too. Yes, Grace does have aggressive abilities, and she does have very high defense, but keep in mind your job isn't to get kills. It's to bully and engage in team fights. Now, if you don't engage at the right time as a tank, you could end up getting one of your allies killed, and that is something you don't want to do. But if you engage in team fights at the right time, you could earn your team an ace. But you have to wait for the right moment for this to work. When you engage as a tank just willy-nilly, you could get your teammates killed. And as you can see here, this was a decent team fight, but I did end up getting Kestrel killed, and that's something I didn't want to do. I wanted to keep my entire team alive. If I had engaged at the right time, Kestrel would have still been alive, and we probably would have had an ace. But alright, enough talking about techniques and things like that. It's time to talk about Grace's ult. That's something I want to talk about first before I start talking about her other abilities, because I've noticed a lot of people getting this ability very, very wrong, including myself. Her ult is slow. It's not entirely fast, so if your ally is just on the bridge of death, they're probably going to die before the heal comes. So that's something you want to keep in mind as her. Using her ult at the right time is very important. But let's see that play one more time. Now, what I didn't notice is that Kestrel was really being attacked pretty hard. I should have noticed that and started my ult then. If I had started my ult earlier, she would have been healed and she would have been still alive. Timing is key when it comes to her ult, because your ally could be very low on health and you're saying, oh, they have low health now, maybe I should use my ult. That may not always be the case. They might be under attack, and yes, they have low health, but her ult takes a minute to channel. So if you wait until they have really low health, they might die before your ult actually activates. I know just like a second isn't much for channeling. Like, you might think, oh, a second is nothing, I could still wait until they have low health. In MOBA games, a second is a long time. So keep in mind that her ability does take a minute to charge, so don't use it at the wrong time, like I did. But it doesn't take much time to master that timing, because all you need to do is play the role of a support. Pay attention to your teammates, know what they're doing, know where they are, and just be a good help to them. If you do that, you'll know when your team is under attack, you'll know when to help them, and you'll know when to heal them. So all you have to do is pay attention to what everyone's doing. Yeah, it's extremely easy. Just pay attention to all your friends, all the enemies, all at the same time. Yep, that's easy. I know it's hard to be everywhere, and being everywhere is impossible. But being a leader, you have to try your best to be the captain and help your team in the best way possible, which means being practically everywhere. So keep in mind that this isn't an easy job. It's not. And when you're playing as a captain, you have to keep that in mind. That, hey, this job isn't easy. I have to be careful. I have to keep my eyes open. I have to know what I'm doing, or else I'm just going to cause my team a very, very unnecessary loss. But alright, now that we've gotten the hard part aside, now let's talk about how exactly to use Grace. As a supportive hero, Fountain of Renewal is always a good idea. But what else should you buy as a support hero? Especially one like Grace. And to know this, we must first understand what Grace's heroic perk is. At every second attack, Grace deals splash damage that resets her cooldown of all of her abilities by 1 second. This can make her incredibly aggressive as a fighter and incredibly aggressive as a support, so she is a very good source of damage if you are interested in building weapons. Although the weapon build isn't something I'd recommend personally, but she does make a really decent fighter. She can be very strong as a fighter. What I would recommend for her weapon build is Breaking Point. In almost all conditions, get Breaking Point, because it helps her get off that second attack much quicker. Tornado Trigger is another item from the weapon list I would highly recommend, but only if you want to build solid speed with her and you're not worried about dealing too much damage. Tornado Trigger is an excellent choice for you, but if you're going to build Tornado Trigger, I would highly recommend building a Sorrow Blade shortly after. And I would recommend Sorrow Blade for most of the weapon builds concerning Grace. When you're building weapon with her, her second attack happens much faster, meaning she can be very, very aggressive with her abilities, and she can deal a lot of damage if you do build weapon. But be that as it may, you have to understand what you're sacrificing if you do build weapon. You won't be much assistance to your team, and you'll mostly just be getting kills and not exactly being a support like the hero is. The hero is a support hero, meaning you have to buy support items. Saying that, Storm Crown is an excellent choice for her because it gives her bonus damage for all of her basic attacks, and it helps her skill CD, so that is a definite choice for her. Crystal items are fantastic for Grace. So in every support build, I would highly recommend one crystal item, and it being at least Shatter Glass, because it dramatically increases her heal effect for her ult. At max level, Divine Intervention heals 800 health alone without the assist of crystal items. Now, with the assist of one crystal item, one Shatter Glass, Divine Intervention at max level deals another plus 270 health. That is a crazy 1070 health heal. That's close to full. That's why I say you're missing out if you're using weapon, because you're not a huge assist to your team if you just build weapon. It'll just heal 800 health, which is a lot nonetheless, but I know some heroes that can take down 800 in no time. And the extra 270, in my opinion, is a lot. So I would highly recommend building a support build with her and buying at least one crystal item, because that's a lot of health healed. And the fact that she can decrease the skill CD of all her attacks with basic attacks, that's pretty cool. But before I run out of time, I should probably talk about her other ability. Holy Nova is a very powerful ability, but if you do not position it correctly, you will miss and you will be stunned for a short amount of time. And in that short amount of time, you could have been killed, or one of your allies could have been killed. So be sure to use this ability wisely and understand when to use it. And last but not least, Benediction. Now this is one of my favorite abilities that she has because it's so aggressive and is so supportive all at the same time. It is really a great skill. What Benediction does is she charges and deals damage in a cone, and at the same time she provides a shield to her and any allies that are in the ability's path. This shield reduces damage greatly. But yeah, that's Grace for you. I think she is an amazing hero. I've been so in love with her ever since she came out. I really love this hero. She might be one of my new favorite supports. I have a lot of them, but I think she might be my main. I don't know, but she is really, really good in rank, so I might be using her a lot. But anyways, that's all the time I have left, my fellow gamers. Remember to leave a like, comment, and please do subscribe to my channel. I love uploading Vainglory videos and many other videos just like it. So take it easy for me, alright? Bye.
You know I'm all about that.